Welcome to the Shortwave Radio Channel, and as we continue with the history of radios that I've owned and some stories behind them, one of them is one of the portables that I've purchased in the early 90s. I can't really say what time precisely, but it was early 90s when the DX-398 was released. The Radio Shack DX-398, by the way, is the same as the St. Jean ATS-909. That was the first in the series of 909. So in the early 90s, we got the St. Jean ATS-909. Of course, I have the Radio Shack version, the DX-398 here, and it still works. It has a problem with the speaker, which is a known issue, by the way. A lot of you might have a broken speaker, and that is the main issue with this radio over time. I also have, of course, the updated versions, the 909X and 909X2. So this was a little more expensive, and they would sell it for a premium price here. Radio Shack would sell it for like almost 400 Canadian dollars, if I remember well. If not 300 at least. And so it was a lot of money, and I did want it. I did think it looked cool, and it looked really great, but it also was too expensive. So I waited, and I waited for a while. And at some point in the early 90s, I can't remember what year, Radio Shack was known for that. If you had something you liked, what you'd do is you'd wait until it goes on sale, because it would always go on sale at some point. So that's what I would do with radios. I would look at it and say, at some point they're going to put it on sale. And one day they put it on sale at $149, which was the price. For me, it was the price point that I was like, yeah, okay, $149, I'll go for it. So $150. And purchased the radio, and it was used quite a lot as my portable receiver for a long time. I thought it was cool, it was great. I did notice, and I had other portable radios, so I did notice that it was kind of a little deaf on the telescopic antenna, but I didn't mind that much because I would just clip, or there's an antenna jack on it, I would just put an external wire antenna to improve, and it worked great. So I was happy with it, and it was one of the radios I kind of liked. I liked the big display that it had. I thought it was great. This was my first ever radio that had RDS, the radio data system, on FM, and I was kind of happy with that because I had no radios that could do that at the time. It's interesting because RDS was not used a lot at the time. I remember scanning the FM band and checking it out and noticing that only a handful of stations were using RDS, and they were using it only to ID the station. Compared to today, 2024, here in Montreal, if you have a radio with RDS, Montreal is the place for that because every station pretty much has RDS. They have not only their call sign, they have the program details. They'll have the weather. They'll have, the song playing. They'll even, have the data to synchronize your clock of the radio if your radio can synchronize. And so this was a radio I was happy. Right now, I haven't used it in a while, and I should take it out because when I thought about the radio, it's like, I need to make some videos of receiving stations with it and tuning around also. It's a radio I really used a lot and kind of loved. And, my speaker is broken, but what I do is I plug an external speaker to it, and it works fine. But, yeah, I kind of would like to probably fix it at some point and find a good speaker that I could put in to replace the one that is there. But it was really, really nice, and I enjoyed having this radio, and I still enjoy it today. I enjoy having the whole series, having the 909, 909X, and X2. X and X2 were given to me by viewers, which is thank you. It's great, and I've been able to compare, the whole series and how they've improved it or not. The original 398 is the one that is a PLL synthesized receiver, so there's no DSP chips in it. At the time, that did not exist. It's really a PLL synthesized receiver, analog. No muting when you tune around. Well, no muting on all of them, but just was pretty great. I remembered it was kind of a little off frequency. I kind of noticed that in single sideband sometimes we were a little off, but overall I didn't complain too much about this radio. I was just happy to have it, and at 150 was kind of the price point I wanted, to pay. So it was kind of cool, and I still have it today. And it has that little tape here because that you see the tapes here and here, because this plastic. I don't know if it's plastic or it's an actual glass, but I don't remember. I should check it out. I think it's plastic. Falls off on its own, so I put a little tape to hold it in place. But that's one of the radios I kind of like. I like the tags that you could put on the stations. It's funny how when you reset it, it has the tags, the original tags that they gave it, which are completely off, and even have stations that don't exist anymore. But it was a cool radio. It's still a cool radio. Kind of like it. Has that old look here. Well, the new ones have that new, much more modern look to them. So that's kind of cool. But that was my portable for part of the 90s. I had another one at some point that I'm going to actually make a video about also. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.